let us begin by looking at a card that I haven't read yet, but I've heard very positive things so far. People in chat earlier were saying it's a pretty cool card, but I have not read it yet, and it's this one that was announced. I don't even know where it was announced, but it was announced somewhere as something that would be good for live twin decks. So I'm assuming it's some sort of fiend support, but we'll see. It is called Abao AQ. I don't know exactly what that means. The Lightless Shadow. Like, I don't, if that's a play on words, I don't get it. But it is a Link 4 Fiend. Dark Fiend though, not Light Fiend. I guess that's worth pointing out with Fiendsmith around. It requires 2 monsters, including a Fiend monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can discard 1 card to activate one of these effects. Destroy 1 card on the field, or banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, special summon a light or dark monster from your graveyard. During your standby phase, you can draw cards equal to the number of different types among the monsters in your graveyard, then place the same number of cards from your hand on the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay. Okay, you guys were right when you said earlier this card was cool. This card is very cool. This is a very fun. I can already see this card being incredibly fun to play with, because it's a Link 4 that is like super interactive, where you have to decide between well, it could be a quick effect removal, but we've seen better removals than this, right? Like quick effect, discard 1 card to destroy 1 card is like not insane on a Link 4, right? This would be very good on any lower Link ratings or anything like that, but on a Link 2, on a Link 4, this is like just fine, right? Or you have the option to banish it and revive a light or dark monster, which means that you can basically decide on your opponent's turn, depending on how they play, like, am I going to need the removal effect, or can I go for the more value-oriented play, follow up, basically, banish until the end phase, summon from the graveyard, something, right? Something that absolutely makes this card very, very good is when because it's a Fiend monster, you can go into it with Life Twins. I guess that is what people were referring to, right? Like in Life Twins, this gives you a very good Link 4 to end on. And on your opponent's turn, you don't even have to give up your Life Twin place for it, right? Because you can revive a Life Twin with it, and that Life Twin will then bring back the other Life Twin, and there you go. You have your pop or your draw, depending on what you do, and this will come back in the end phase. And basically, the second effect on this card, basically just says you're gonna draw the perfect card next turn, right? Like, you can rearrange your hand in any sort of way that you like, right? In case, let's say you have a couple different types in your graveyard, in your next standby phase, you can just like mulligan, basically, right? You draw like 2 to 3 to 4 cards and put them back. I'm glad they liked the presentation. Thank you for the $4. Whatever you do, do not show the math mech. Do not show the math mech. Otherwise, I take it back. The clip I made. No, this card is great. This card looks great fun to play with, without being too broken. I don't think this is too broken. Look, it's a Link 4 that can destroy a card by discarding a card. That is in no means is that broken. This effect, just the secondary effect seems very fun to play with as well. And the rearranging your hand is a good effect, but also not broken. It's not like this card gives you like +5 or anything like that. No, you're gonna like just rearrange your hand without even getting card advantage, but that's still valuable, right? Yeah. I think this card is very cool. I don't know exactly. I think this is one of those cards that when you read it for the first time, or when you think about it for the first time, you feel like it's good, but balanced, but it's still good enough to see play, I think. This could be one of those cards. If the right decks are in the format, this could be very good. This is also somewhat cool because it can somewhat play around Nibiru in some decks, right? Because it's a quick effect in both main phases, right? You can when you summon it on your first turn, that's something I haven't even thought about yet. When you summon it on your first turn, you can immediately use it to banish itself and revive something that you can keep playing with. While this card is already banished, it'll come back in the end phase, and then you get the effect next turn again, right? That is pretty cool, actually, right? Like, you summon it turn 1, you're not just going to pass with it, right? You're not going to have it on the board and just say go. You're going to activate its effect to get the revive. No, this card is definitely good enough to see play. This card's very strong, but it's like strong in a cool way, you know? I feel like I like it. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think I like its design because it's good enough to be viable, but not completely broken, and it does feel like it's going to be fun to play with. I like that. I like that a lot. Like, yeah, okay, you guys are mentioning all kinds of floodgates that you can summon with this card. I don't know how realistic that is, guys. I really don't. I really think you guys are always overreacting at the thought of being able to revive a monster on your opponent's turn, okay? Like, bro, the effect to revive a monster is not terrifying, all right? Can we calm down? Like, there's a lot of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can summon a monster from the graveyard, okay? That is not at all problematic. Like, if they revealed, Call of the Haunted tomorrow, you guys would literally freak out. You guys would be like, oh my god, dude, branded can send Jowgen with branded fusion and then Call of the Haunted it? Nah, this card's gonna ruin Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You guys need to chill for a second, okay? You guys need to chill for just a second. Dude, they make what's the thing called? Shining Angel? The floater? Like, oh dude, I'm gonna go second into a board, summon Shining Angel, crash into their monster, summon Jowgen, main phase 2, Jowgen clear their board, now they're floodgated. Card is broken. Anyways, moving on. This card's cool.